Now, another type under the confronting and negotiating technique is the integrative negotiation. In contrast to what Christian have said, which is all about the distributive bargaining from the word itself, integrative root word is integrate or integration. This is a kind of approach in which the parties' goals are not seen as mutually exclusive, but the focus is on both sides achieving their objectives. Now, integrative negotiation focuses on the merits of the issues and is a win-win approach. It's like having the thought of how can we make the pie bigger instead of having the thought of how can I make the piece of my pie bigger. So just try to analyze the difference. But for integrative negotiation to be successful or for it to work, certain preconditions must be present. These include having a common goal, faith in one's own problem solving abilities, a belief in the validity of the other party's position, and you must also have motivation to work together, have mutual trust, and clear communication. It also helps kung both parties are good at perspective taking, which is the ability to see the other person's point of view. So not just your own point of view, but the other's point of view. You should be able to understand their own perspective for this to work properly. And then cultural differences also play a role in negotiation styles. For example, ng negotiation strategies differ among dignity cultures, usually in the United States, face cultures, usually in China, and honor cultures in Qatar. In dignity cultures, ang mga tao dito kay they believe nga self-worth can be derived intrinsically and see each individual as having inherent self-worth. While on the face cultures, those countries with face cultures, people derive their self-worth from social interactions. And lastly, sa honor cultures, people are tough in protecting themselves and their family, but are actually polite and warm in dealing with other people, interacting with other people, um, basically social interactions. But it also depends on the context. And researchers have shown that individuals from face and honor cultures use more competitive negotiation strategies than individuals from dignity cultures when negotiating a new business relationship. And that ends our report. And we wanted to ask you a question. We have here a question in our presentation that we want you to answer and have some thoughts about it. The question is, was there ever a time when you used effective or ineffective techniques when you encountered a conflict? How and why? It can be at work or even at school or at your home when dealing a conflict. So just for the recap, for you to have an idea or um, to refresh your mind about the discussion we had and for you to answer the question we have prepared for you, there are five ineffective techniques, namely the non-action, the secrecy, the administrative orbiting, the due process non-action, the character assassination. While for effective techniques, there are also five, namely the superordinate goals, expanding resources, changing personnel, changing structure, and confronting and negotiating. And we wanted to end this report with a quote of the day. When people respond too quickly, they often respond to the wrong issue. Listening helps us focus on the heart of the conflict, and when we listen, understand, and respect each other's ideas, we can then find a solution in which both of us are winners. It is a quote by Dr. Gary Gapman. Thank you for listening and have a nice day ahead. I hope you learned something about our report. Thank you so much for listening.